COLT STEELE and ANDREI NEAGOIE are two powerhouse instructors on Udemy. They both have massive web developer bootcamps, but which one is worth your time and money? It's a COLT versus ANDREI face-off, and the video starts right now. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Real Tough Candy from RealToughCandy.io, popping on for another video today. We are taking a look at the Web Developer Bootcamp 2020 by COLT STEELE and the Complete Web Developer in 2021 Zero to Mastery by ANDREI NEAGOIE. A few short days ago, I reviewed this course. It's popping up on your screen right now if you want to take a look at it. I also compared this course to Angela Yu's Bootcamp. So if that's something you want to take a look at, that's popping on your screen too. I got lots to share with you today. The main focus, however, is COLT STEELE versus ANDREI NEAGOIE. Why am I comparing these two? Well, these are both massive web developer courses on Udemy, and they're both styled after a coding bootcamp. So the idea is they take you theoretically knowing nothing about web development, sharing this stuff with you, and by the end of the course, you'll be job ready. You'll be ready to go out there and make some money with your skills. The problem is these courses are super long. A lot of technologies overlap in the courses, so it's hard to know which one to choose. The intention of this video is to just kind of illustrate some of the differences between the courses so you can pick one that will better fit your goals as a developer. Let's start with the Web Developer Bootcamp 2020. This is the COLT STEELE course. Over 600,000 students, 61.5 hours of video, 47 articles, 120 downloadable resources, 62 coding exercises. Then going over to ANDREI's course, we have 140,000 students, 35.5 hours of video, 137 articles, 46 downloadable resources. The biggest difference that pops out right away, just looking at the stats, aside from the enrollment numbers, is the length of the course. So the COLT STEELE Bootcamp, 61.5, the ANDREI NEAGOIE course, significantly shorter. Let's talk about the curriculum and the projects. I'm going to sneak into the COLT STEELE course here. I bought this a few years ago when I was a code newbie. This course, again, completely redone. Every single video in this course has been updated. And if you had the old version, you were automatically upgraded. The downside is that your progress was 100% reset. Getting back into it could be a little bit of a pain in the neck. However, there is a migration guide here, and it shows you all the differences with the new course and where you can kind of dive back into it. The technologies taught in this course: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then weaving our way into the back end, we have Express and Node, along with MongoDB for the database. There is no framework in this course. Whereas in the ANDREI NEAGOIE course, you're going to spend some significant time learning React. So if you're looking for a course that includes React, the ANDREI NEAGOIE course would be a good choice for that. COLT STEELE's JavaScript section is pretty good. Starts out with 57 minutes of the basics. Then section 15 has about an hour of more basic stuff. Lots of basics, and that's good because this is the foundation of so much of what we do as web developers. And once you do get into frameworks and libraries of the JavaScript variety, having a good foundation of JavaScript is really important. Otherwise, you code yourself into a corner, life stinks, and you start crying. JavaScript object literals, 30 minutes, and so on and so forth. Lots of JavaScript, but the ANDREI NEAGOIE course does have a lot of JavaScript too. The intro portion has 22 lectures, almost 3 hours. DOM manipulation, almost an hour and a half. Advanced JavaScript, over 4 hours. Let me back up here though, because I want to talk about the tech stacks before we get into the actual details. As I mentioned, the backend taught in the COLT STEELE course is Express, Node, and MongoDB. In the ANDREI NEAGOIE course, we have some differences. The biggest one is that he does not teach MongoDB. He teaches something called PostgreSQL, which I love. This is awesome because it is more practical. If you compare PostgreSQL with MongoDB, MongoDB just is not used in all that many places. And Postgres, in my opinion, just a little more newbie friendly. So that's 56 minutes. Now, something interesting to note as well. This course is also available on his own platform, zerotomastery.io, and I have all the courses and they are all really good. The benefit of this platform, one of the benefits, is that if you plan on getting more than one of his courses and you really hunker down, you can save money because it's a monthly fee. I think it's $29.99 a month. There are also fringe benefits on the platform that you don't have on Udemy. Just throwing that out there, this course is also on zerotomastery.io. The other bigger difference in the curriculum, in the early sections anyway, is in the CSS area, where in the COLT STEELE course, you are going to learn Bootstrap. You're also going to learn a little bit about Flexbox. On the other hand, Zero to Mastery is a little more comprehensive because you're going to learn Flexbox, you're going to learn Bootstrap, but you also spend some time with the CSS grid. The CSS grid is pretty rad. I'm glad he included it here because it can be so transformational with a lot of your layouts, and it can be really motivating, especially early on as a code newbie where you're just like, I want to have some fun with this stuff. This is boring. Let me see some pretty pictures. It doesn't automatically make your pictures pretty, but you can do some really rad stuff with it. Same with Flexbox, but grid is really fun. The Zero to Mastery course is also a little bit more focused on your career. Down here, there's a section called A Day in the Life of a Developer. Now, the video is only 8 minutes and there are some readings, but it's still just nice to see every so often there's a check-in where the instructor's like, hey, I know your time's valuable, and I know you're probably learning this stuff because you want a job. Here I'm going to tell you what you could possibly expect as a developer. And down here, there is a bonus section, an AMA area, where people just ask him anything. There are some good answers addressed to some of the questions in this section. And then beneath that, there are some bonus sections with React hooks and learning Redux. As far as projects go, in the COLT STEELE course, you're doing 13 plus. Now, most of them are not portfolio worthy, but that's totally okay because this is a beginner's course and it's just meant to get you started. So there's a Museum of Candy project, which I can totally appreciate, and many other smaller ones. The big project in here is called Bootcamp, and that is a CRUD app that you're going to be working on a lot in the course. The big project in the ANDREI NEAGOIE course is called Smart Brain, where you're actually implementing some machine learning. Now, don't worry, you don't have to be a Python expert or a data scientist to get started with this project or to build this project. And the other thing with the ANDREI NEAGOIE course is that instead of doing projects, they call them exercises. Probably not something you want to put in a portfolio, but because this is a beginner's course, great for practice. As far as community, now you may have noticed in a lot of these Udemy courses, the questions do go unanswered. Both of these powerhouses understand that community is really important. So the COLT STEELE course has a Discord link down here, joining the community chat. ANDREI NEAGOIE is a little more organized with his community, in my opinion, at least when it comes to onboarding new developers. The Discord community is really robust, and I'm pretty sure COLT STEELE has a massive Discord as well, but I just think ANDREI has the edge here. If I had to pick a winner between these two instructors, I would pick Angela Yu! In all seriousness, if I had to pick a winner overall, I think I'd go with ANDREI NEAGOIE because the curriculum is more focused on getting you a job and getting started in the industry. And picking a winner is super hard in this situation because these guys are both on their A game. So no matter which one you pick, and even if it's the Angela Yu course, Dr. Yu has an amazing course. Her curriculum is wonderful. Like I said, I did a review on that. If you're interested in the COLT STEELE course versus Angela, just great course there too. If you're still on the fence about which one to take, I would suggest you go check out these preview videos, free previews on Udemy. You can get a feel for the instructor. Remember, you're going to be spending months with this person, so choose wisely. If you don't like someone's voice or like, oh man, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard, probably don't want to enroll in that course. I know we're going to have some ANDREI NEAGOIE students here. We're going to have some COLT STEELE students here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.